Playback social entrepreneurs, leading the way on socially responsible issues in business, entertainment, and science. In this episode, crisis and innovation in the environmental sector. Killing the Water, a special report built on over 20 years of investigation of data from marine biologists and conservationists, reveals the alarming story of rapidly declining water quality.
Fish are dying. Turtles are dying. Dolphins are dying. Manatees are dying. Seagrass beds are dying. Coral reefs are dying. It's not a major leap to say, well, what about us?
World-famous scientist Sylvia Earle was flashing warning signs in 1998. Today she swims in an ocean choked with plastic and contaminants. Red tide is growing, decimating tourism and local economies. Blue-green algae consumes fresh water across the nation, from Florida to the Midwest and in estuaries like the Chesapeake Bay and Indian River Lagoon. Sewage outfalls pour partially treated waste underwater and on the surface. Mixing with runoff from agriculture and industry, the pollution is feeding toxic algae. The devastation of rivers, lakes, and drinking water continues to rise drastically, as do temperatures. Increasingly violent storms wreak havoc.
On the West Coast, within a month of Hurricane Irma, the red tide flared up and continued into 2018.
The result, ecological and economic devastation. How will businesses adjust to demand for new solutions and new products? Player Power profiles award-winning Native American environmentalist Joanne Tall for her lifelong battle to protect the earth and water.
All the wildlife in this area, they're all contaminated with this radiation.
Sustainable business, the environment, and the future of corporate social responsibility. Playback social entrepreneurs. It's a global problem that's now facing every American. Pollution, contaminating rivers in the nation's heartland, red tide blooming off the coast of Florida, bacteria on the shores of Seal Beach in California. Our most essential need, water, is being overwhelmed by human waste. So what is happening to America's waterways?
The sea is, in some ways, the ultimate sewer, what we put on the land, what we allow to flow down rivers, but also what we carelessly leave behind.
The problems are now nationwide, found across regions and from coast to coast. Globally, the same pollutants stretch from the Mediterranean north to the Arctic. Plastic that you can see on the surface and deep below. And that's just the beginning.
The Mississippi, whose valley Mark Twain called the body of the nation, is now the colon of mid-America, rolling a tide of filth down the continent to the Gulf of Mexico.
Over the past 50 years, industrialization, development, and population growth has left the natural environment teetering on the edge of a scientific tipping point.
I love the water, and I've seen what's happened to it in my lifetime, and it really breaks my heart. The fish are gone, the crabs are gone, the shrimp are gone. The water is becoming unusable.
Sylvia Earle is a legendary oceanographer, the first woman to serve as chief scientist at NOAA, the National Oceanographic and Atmospheric Administration, and president of Mission Blue. She has studied the beauty and decline of oceans for half a century.
Fish are dying. Turtles are dying. Dolphins are dying. Manatees are dying. Seagrass beds are dying. Coral reefs are dying. It's not a major leap to say, well, what about us? And in fact, humans are dying as a consequence of what is being put into the ocean.
The marine debris is not a pretty picture. Pieces of plastic are being found in the bellies of animals of all sizes. An estimated 90% of seabirds have swallowed them. And new research shows that people are consuming microplastics too.
If you can see this tangible evidence of what we're doing to the ocean, just imagine all the rest that's happening that we don't see.